Experiential Training, LPP, PPD. There are 3 ways to complete the experiential training program. Number 1, articling. Number 2, the law practice program in English, or the Programme de pratique de droit in French. Or lastly, the integrated practice curriculum. Candidates entering the licensing process following graduation from an integrated practice curriculum law faculty are exempted from the articling and the LPP requirement. This exemption is granted as the Law Society's practical competencies are included in the academic and practice curriculum of certain law faculties. In this section, we're going to focus on the law practice program, otherwise known as the LPP. The LPP is delivered in English by Ryerson University, and the University of Ottawa delivers the French language program, the PPD, Programme de pratique de droit. If you choose to attend the PPD and you have not previously studied law in French, you will need to successfully complete a French language test that is administered by the University of Ottawa. The LPP runs for a total of 8 months. It consists of a 4-month training course and a 4-month work placement practical component. The training course begins towards the end of August for Ryerson University and in early September for the University of Ottawa, and it runs until the end of December. The work placement follows and will begin in January and run until the end of April. Both the LPP and PPD are based on the National Competency Profile, which has been established by the Federation of Law Societies of Canada and has been adopted by all law societies across Canada for lawyer licensure. These competencies set out the most critical and frequently performed entry-level tasks for lawyers. The training course of the LPP is meant to simulate the practice of law and is conducted in a structured, performance-oriented training environment. It involves dynamic activities that will require you to interact with clients, lawyers, and work providers in a variety of different practice areas, either in French or in English, depending on the program that you select. There's also extensive involvement within the legal profession in the LPP, and this comes in the form of instructors, mentors, and assessors who are active in the training program and in the work placement component. The work placement portion of the LPP is a 4-month-long practical component, and it begins in January and ends in April. The work placement is an opportunity for students at law to apply what has been learned in the training portion of the program in an actual legal practice setting. The work placement supervisors and the LPP providers will work with you to determine what your interests are, and they will use their best efforts to assist you in finding a position to reflect those interests. Obtaining an LPP work placement is like obtaining an articling placement in that it is a competitive process. You can expect that a resume will be reviewed and assessed, and that you may be selected for an interview. Interviews would generally be conducted by the work placement supervisors or others at the firms to which you are applying. The formal recruitment process is supported by Ryerson University or the University of Ottawa. Over 70% of the placements are paid placements. The settings include in-house, clinics, governments, regulatory bodies, and law firms. All work placements require the candidate's supervisor to submit a training plan to Ryerson University or the University of Ottawa, as the case may be, that ensures that the required competencies are being fulfilled and that the candidate and the supervisor are fulfilling certain assessments and filings with the LPP. Both Ryerson University and the University of Ottawa have developed web pages for their programs, and I'd encourage you to look over that information and consult it regularly. We also have links to those web pages and to the various providers on our website. The program websites include quite a bit of detail on what to expect, how the programs work, and what the expectations are of students and providers within the program. I would encourage you to review this information as part of your preparation for the licensing process. Rights of appearance. Some candidates have questions about their rights of appearance while articling or in the LPP. The Law Society governs who may provide legal services and the scope of those legal services. And it's important that you understand what you are permitted to do as an articling candidate or a candidate who's completing a work placement in the LPP. During articling or the work placement, you may appear on certain matters before courts and tribunals. Before you make any appearance on any matter, the first step you should take is to consult the Rights of Appearance page on our website, which provides a detailed list of the types of matters you can appear on. In addition to ensuring that your matter falls within that list, you and your principal or supervising lawyer must ensure that the lawyer's attendance is not necessary, that you are adequately supervised and properly prepared, and that the matter is appropriate for your level of training, experience, and ability. Please note that Ontario courts and tribunals are entitled to control their own processes, so although the Rights of Appearance page sets out certain matters on which the Law Society permits candidates to appear, it's always advisable to consult any applicable enabling legislation, rules of practice, rules of procedure, and practice directions. You should also contact the court or tribunal in advance wherever possible to obtain express permission to make an appearance. After you've read our webpage, if you still have questions about your rights of appearance or would like some clarification, please feel free to contact the Licensing and Accreditation Department. When you do make an appearance, you're also obligated to identify yourself as an articling student or LPP work placement candidate. You may also use the term student at law. If you've completed your articling placement or the LPP and would like to continue to provide legal services, including making court appearances before you are called to the bar, you can do so by filing a supervision agreement. The supervision agreement needs to be signed by a lawyer who will be directly responsible for supervising any work you do and appearances you make until the time of your call to the bar. You can find a copy of the supervision agreement form on our website. If you have any questions about enrolling in the LPP or PPD, please contact the Licensing and Accreditation Department, and more information is available on the program providers' websites.